What's up, people? You're watching a clip from the WRESTHINGS podcast. Make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review. By the Mandem, for the Mandem.
I need to see if Nakajima's even there long term, innit?
He was at Noah before, innit?
Yeah,
and he left.
He doesn't have a contract with them.
He doesn't have a contract with them, so he might even.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so he can literally dip. I was speculating. Obviously, Will Ospreay was the big signing, but because of Nakajima not having a contract with All Japan, it could have been him to AEW.
Nuge to President Tanahashi made that phone call.
How was he?
How old is he? Yeah,
Nakajima,
he's in his 30s.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
President Tanahashi made that phone call.
He's out. Said, I want to come to America.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, New Japan would be a good landing spot for him, but I think he has intention to come to America.
I can't. I feel to AW would be good though, because then I feel like AW need one more person that's like, because obviously they got Takeshita. Takeshi's
Again,
great.
though, AEW haven't shown that they would handle.
They need
Japanese
to show. Once
talents.
they see this guy kick the ball,
No.
they need to show it.
No.
Man needs to show that
I
ball.
don't even think it's just Japanese talent. I think it's a wrestling problem. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's a wrestling problem where, like, at the moment, it just seems very hard to book talents that are from, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mexico
I don't mean that to
or
make
Japan.
like a WWE exempt. WWE are not exempt from
Yeah.
this. They have a history of mishandling,
foreign
Japanese
talent.
talents. as
Yeah,
well.
that's
But
why.
you would have thought, especially because of the founding fathers of who AEW are, that New Japan Japanese talent would have had a better time in AEW than they have had.
Suppose so.
Yeah, I think that's why for me, like, it sounds mad, but I'm very, even when I remember there were card episodes I wasn't here, like, I am very skeptical of Japanese talent coming to the States.
Bro, it's
I'm not a fan.
And I agree.
I am not a fan of the way these lot are treated over here, and I think there's deep. I think even not just the company, the way fans treat these man. That's what it is. Just the what? Just
But does that
the
work?
language barriers, the xenophobia.
I don't.
That's what it seriously
I
is.
don't know this, but does not work both ways. So if a gaijin went over,
No, because
the gaijins get shown the same love, or is it?
bro, look. For example, look how many amazing gaijins we've had in Japan. Bruv,
I'm just asking questions.
It's bruv, like.
But you say that, but Asuka, look at her now. You know what I mean? No, but look how long it takes, though.
I think the women will always have a better go at it than the men.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit hard to compare the two, but even still, we can probably argue Asuka should be, we say Asuka, we say the four horsewomen, we say Asuka, but Asuka, talent-wise, should be a lot further along, and her perception should be a lot bigger than it is.
But it's her image which gravitates towards a certain crowd, so that's why she is where she is. Because the language barriers and that, I don't know if that's it. Okay, cool. The language barriers and that, it's not helping, is it? Do you see where I'm coming from? If she could talk fluent English and then piss her off, she talks Japanese.
I disagree.
It's like, I feel like we're in that thing where, like, a lot of wrestlers now really don't have to speak English. Like, for example, Shinsuke's got now that he doesn't have to cut promos in English anymore. But I think that works.
But it's like they finally figured it out, and it's a good way to present him.
Yeah.
But he's still not really speaking English.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and the reason why I'm not vibing with the language barrier thing, because these women are getting over without speaking. Here's the thing. I remember the whole Asuka versus Charlotte thing at WrestleMania. When Asuka won the Royal Rumble, that's probably, you could argue, that's the hottest she's ever been.
Yeah.
We don't remember, and they did, in my opinion, that Charlotte winning was a mistake. I always go about it. Charlotte winning at Mania was a mistake, because they could have pulled the trigger on Asuka and catapult and put her into that. Because the whole conversation we've had about the women's division, Charlotte, Becky are in a tier rankings. They're S tier. We could probably say Asuka's probably a low A or a B.
Yeah.
She don't sit with them.
Yeah.
But her beating Charlotte could have catapulted her into that state, because she was over as hell back then. She was, and that's the women. And in regards to the men, I'm so sorry. When it comes to, I'm saying Western promotion, when it comes to the treatment of Japanese men, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Even what? Funaki?
Come on, bro.
But then again,
It's not good enough,
I'll be
bro.
real with you. Funaki, them times there, like, let's be honest, man. Like,
It's a different
You
time.
can
It's a
educate
different
me,
time.
innit?
but if you talk about Michinoku,
But then you have to. But then you have.
he was like
But
champion.
then you have Tajiri as well.
Yeah.
Jushin Thunder Liger is loved.
again,
It's loved. He can go to any promotion. Well, he can go to any promotion he wants. They'll
He
accept
could,
him.
yeah, but at the time, yeah.
But
At the time, at his peak.
Great Muta is another good guy, another good.
Well,
But I'm not really. Yeah,
No,
But you know what? But you know what it is, bro?
It's-
Do you know what it is? The demographic back then. I think. Yeah.
Because I feel like
Back then we accepted simple. Now we want complex.
The reason
we
why
want,
I
we want more.
disagree-
Give me more.
No, the reason why
Yeah, shout right back. Give me
I
more.
feel like the reason why I
Yeah,
personally disagree, right? Because if you look at 90s wrestling, right, that was like considered the golden era of Japanese wrestling to the point where
It was.
to the point where, for example, I remember the whole Samoa Joe Kenta Kobashi thing on Ring of Honor. I know Ring of Honor is a smaller platform, I get it, but I'm using this example. Kenta Kobashi came into the Samoa Joe match. He's like, I don't know if I'll get cheered. Listen to that match.
When he came out, you got pop, yeah.
It wasn't a pop. It was thunderous. And I'm saying,
Where
cool,
was this?
No,
in the States.
I'm not saying that Kenta Kobashi can walk into.
Ring of Honor.
I'm not saying
Of
Kenta
course.
Kobashi. No, wait, listen.
What do you mean?
You got Ring of Honor. You got a bunch of wrestling
Wait. You're not letting me land.
Yeah,
You're not
go
letting me
on.
land.
Sorry.
I'm not saying that Kenta Kobashi walks out to Friday Night SmackDown and gets ovation, but I'm saying the minerals are there for him to get over with wrestling audience. Now it's all about how you present, man. Now it's all about the company's job. He's got it. Now it's all about, okay, the company putting money into you and investing in you. And that's and the thing is about Japanese talent. I think we always say, oh, it's a language barrier, this is this and that. I hear it. Language barrier is a thing, but I think we underestimate, especially with today's fans, how much people will just gravitate to people. Io Shirai is fucking over. What's your favorite Io Shirai promo?
The love sent me.
Do you know? Like, so I'm not buying the whole. Oh, it's the like. What's your thing, like bro? Like, what are we talking about? I feel like a lot of these women have the ability. Character work. I feel like overrated thing. An overrated thing we say is character work equals promo. You can show character without needing to talk. Asuka is a fully fledged character. She don't talk too much. But we know she's probably got one of the loudest personalities on the roster.
Being likable.
So for me, the whole excuse of you can't cut a promo for me is bullshit in terms of in the treatment of Japanese talent, because like we can. For the reason why, and all the people, Mex will know, Ola will know, when Shinsuke Nakamura signed for WWE, we were like, if there's anybody that works in WWE, it's him. He's the one. He's the one.
That was character. Like,
Bro!
that was energy. Like,
Bro, Nakamura, in terms of aura, persona, bro, it's like if it was like if there's anyone in WWE that works, it's him. And we saw from the NXT debut, we said there's something. The build to WrestleMania with AJ Styles, we saw it, and then fumble. So it's like so for me, it's like you can't gaslight me and saying these men don't have the minerals when these men have showed you abilities to get over and you haven't capitalized.
that WrestleMania, or even if you go back Royal Rumble, Asuka wins the Women's Royal Rumble. Am I right in thinking that was the
Asuka
first ever Women's one as well? Shinsuke won the men's one. They both have title matches at WrestleMania, and none of them won.
Come on, man. It's crazy. That's bullshit, bro.
That's a big sin. You know? That's a big sin. Like, that is the one way to immediately anything you would have done in the 90s, 80s to say that Japanese wrestlers are lesser than or anything. You would have cleansed the palate from there.
And then they make
We are
Jinder
putting
Mahal.
both titles on the...
They made Jinder Mahal. It's
I think
mad.
it was
They made Jinder Mahal WWE
But do you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Jinder Mahal beat
on
Randy
SmackDown
Orton.
against Orton because of India.
Yeah.
and bro,
You know,
it's like,
because of New Delhi.
But then again,
Yeah.
And let's not make any try revision this, because Nakamura is doing better on TV now. It's not brilliant. He's had 2 title matches. He didn't win either of them. And he's having programs with Cody and stuff.
Cody, yeah.
He looks a lot better than he did. However, what's the reason? Maybe Triple H is in charge now, okay? WWE now have a TV deal in Japan.
He's on the main cover. He's on the main cover. He's big.
The minute they announced that, the week they announced it, Nakamura won number one contenders match to face Seth.
Yeah.
The minute they announced that on SmackDown, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were on TV.
And on the poster as well.
And on the poster as well. Like, they know exactly what they're doing.
Side by side.
man.
They've
pulling the wool
done
over their
that.
eyes,
They've
man.
done that. Then obviously Triple H has come out and said he wants to cleanse the palette of how Latino wrestlers, how Japanese wrestlers are perceived in the WWE. So we can see the great work they're doing with Dragon Lee right now. But they're trying to do the same thing with Shinsuke Nakamura. Like.
And the thing is, these men in Japan were pissed because Naito came out and said, Naito on the press conference said, bro, do you know who Nakamura is?
Yeah.
And these men are rubbishing our guy like this. No, but
Naito, I think there was some translation. I definitely read like some transcript in the
Mandem
past
don't go
where
there.
they wanted him, and he said, "Look how you've basically done my brother."
They wanted him. Apparently, this is like Maggie, but apparently there was like he had an interview
And he
with
climbed through
them.
the toilet. He went through the
He had an interview with them at a restaurant, and he said he left through the toilet. Like he just left.
Okay, that window must have been big, you know.
He just left. But so we say this year.
That's crazy.
I'm busy.
Man said
because
Shinsuke.
and the perception.
Sam, I'm telling. 2014 Nakamura, bro.
That's crazy.
No,
You're not it.
No, you might
That's
pick it.
actually-
No, okay, what was your point? Imagine going piss, yeah? Anything about
And falling into a dumpster on the other side.
No, it's actually mad. That's
here's
crazy. That's crazy.
Here's the thing.
Fully fledged interview. Man said, Nakamura.
And remember,
Yeah. No one go to the E. And who did he think was coming after him? It's crazy.
And here's the thing. The perception of like that Japanese people have of like WWE or even like Western wrestling didn't start with Nakamura. It's a thing. For example, that if you read early reports, like when Okada was younger, WWE were looking at him. This thing is not just a thing that fans online want to rubbish stuff. It's a real thing that the perception is there. Now, obviously,
Well, look at Tozawa, innit? It's sad.
Tozawa's a fantastic wrestler.
This
in
is
Dragon
it,
Gate,
bro. This is
They
it.
get rendered to like comedy roles.
They get ready to comedy, man.
Peak.
It's a joke thing. It's like these
Do
man.
you think these guys get ready to come in because they feel like it's the fastest way to get these guys over?
No. It's a lack of respect.
It's what they're giving, innit?
I'm just saying.
You
I'm
think
just.
Vince saw Tozawa and said, I want to get this guy.
No,
over.
but hear what I'm trying to say.
Make it
Let me land. A lot of the stuff that's coming out right now is viral moment. And we see WWE try playing to that a lot this past.
Currently, now. Yeah.
So this whole thing of like this,
Yeah.
it done numbers the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're doing it again and again.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I like it, but I'm saying that I'm probably thinking they're probably looking out cool.
Do you know?
Let's try and get
do you know
over guy.
what? Do you know what?
Can I say Tozawa's already in that box though? So it's
24/7
so it's easy for them to
throw them in.
keep him there and
And
you
also-
do this once on accident, let's make it a thing now.
And also as well, it's like the comedy thing. They know who to play that stuff with. They don't play that stuff with guys they see future with. They don't play. They're not play. You think you think you're gonna have Carmelo Hayes go?
Yeah,
They're not playing that with him. They know who to play with that type of stuff because they know where they see you.
They know where your ceiling is.
And the thing is, the comedy stuff, is I won't say comedy is damaging, but comedy like acting, you get typecast.
Yeah.
You get typecast very easily,
This is what's happened to R-Truth now.
bro. You get bro, exactly.
stuck there.
Once you're there as the even.
R-Truth.
I'll use an AEW example.
He-
It's different.
You can easily. You're going to Dan Garcia.
No, bro. I don't even that you can see it. I remember when Orange Cassidy first debuted, right? Early AEW.
Yeah.
Right. People who knew could wrestle. But a lot of people saw him as a comedy wrestler.
Yeah.
It took him working to be like, sees the
I'm more
truth.
than
Because I even remember, even during like this All Atlantic title, when he first won, he's like, the people who don't watch AEW regularly were like, I swear Orange Cassidy's a comedy guy.
Yeah.
That shit lives with you. So for me, it's like when you're saying they're using this to get man over for what? Because these get man over for
viral.
For viral. So
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know if you've been seeing. I don't know if you're following WWE online.
I've seen it to
but a lot of stuff is like no. But besides Tozawa stuff, a lot of stuff is viral moments. Like for example, I think there was a Roman Reigns thing that went out, and one of the bullet points they had was viral video that went viral.
Yeah.
So they had Roman Reigns champion for the stage. the man wins, blah, 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 viral moment.
They're going for the
Everything's a viral
socials,
moment.
likes,
So that's what I'm probably
shares.
thinking. They're probably looking at him like, okay, cool.
That's it.
How else can we bring traction in and get things over if we have a man just dance like this? People use that as a meme. People use that as a gif. People use that as a reply back to someone's.
But then it's presentation.
And you're right, NK, you're right. Tazawa shouldn't be doing that. From what the stuff I've seen him doing involved, and even the stuff he done in 205, like he shouldn't be doing that. But you know, hopefully with this, do you know, I always see this. There was always a humiliation period in every single wrestler's life. Gabe, what's his name? Chad Gable went through that. Shorty G, thank you. Who else can I think that went through that early and then went out to be a big something big?
Did some with
Tajiri, when he first came in. But then again, Tajiri done bits in ECW, so already know who Tajiri was. I'm thinking another wrestler that done the joke thing.
At the same time, I think there's a difference though in being funny and having a comedic side and showing charisma as a funny man and being a comedy wrestler. Yeah. And some of these guys we mentioned,
Tazawa's a comedy.
But Tazawa hasn't.
Yeah, Toriano. Yeah.
I wouldn't really call Tazawa a comedy wrestler yet because Tazawa hasn't actually had a proper. No, let me land. Please, I beg you, please, let me land. He hasn't had a proper match. Be honest, has Tazawa had a proper match
in a long time?
No, he has.
Against
he
who?
has. He had the Heritage Cup match against Noam Dar, but he was cooking in that match.
There you go. So he's a comedy wrestler?
Yes.
But
listen. Wait. I hear what you mean, but Triple H brought this guy in, so Triple H knows what he's about. Triple H is not dumb to the fact though that this guy unfortunately is too far gone. Like he is in the box in the comedy. Like if I'm gonna look for my favorite comedy wrestler toy, I'm gonna see R-Truth. I'm gonna find Tazawa in that box as well, bro. I know what he's about, so I can still trust him to have a banging match.
Which is the bigger picture?
No, I see it.
Wait, what's the bigger picture?
They can put a good match. And I thought also that's fine. And I said that myself. I said before you started the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying that this is definitely a humiliation period. Where he's going through.
How long's he been there?
How long though?
In what?
WWE?
Oh, 3
No, a long
4
time.
years.
No, but then for him to be featured a lot. Bro, it's a period, bro.
He's probably been in WWE since about 2017,
Mandem.
2016.
Yeah,
No, at some
Man,
point,
it's a period, bro. Chad Gable went for the same thing. And what did you say? Triple H knows this guy.
All it takes is
that one moment for him to snap out. Bam.
To be
What
fair,
man, bro? Let's get on to it.
Listen. No one said it's impossible. But right
it
now,
likely?
you're
As of now,
branded
you're
as
right.
You're
You're right.
comedy wrestler.
Correct. That's it. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I agree with
No,
that.
they did take him a bit seriously, but it just didn't.
They've now
Get
put
me.
him with Chad Gable and
Otis.
Yeah,
And Maxine.
So
And
maybe there's opportunity.
there is
for him
opportunity
to
there
get
because
out.
every
There
single
is.
person in that faction at one point has woken up and clicked and it's clicked to them.
But even that faction, they're the one step above comedy wrestler, which is funny wrestler. Otis is funny wrestler, but he can turn it on. Chad Gable the same, but they're not anywhere far.
They're not
to
credible,
fall into.
bro.
They can fall into
Yeah,
comedy wrestler, like that as well. If they had to, be relegated to that division, if you like.
Bruv,
you
these
know.
man
The
like
point still remains that a lot of these guys who are from
other nations like come like this. They just come here and it's like cool. It's like bro, like and more specifically, like I said with Japanese talent, it's just like bro, it's like it's not good enough, man. It's not good enough.
What's up, people? You're watching a clip from the WRESTHINGS podcast. Make sure you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review. By the Mandem, for the Mandem.